tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair and braids. What if we put it into braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave them the flowers sticking together and then what if we did this? Oh, purple!
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Sarah, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're Dr. Mole.
Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman, for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's a
hate.
lot of, like, actual human beings.
Were you gonna
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or Wolf at all. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like...
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline, you have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some time.
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to put it up. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find more family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our heart. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. The question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect. Hi everybody! Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons. Let me double check to make sure that I turned off subscriber only. Make sure people... Okay, good. Hi! Yes, welcome! We are going to plow through announcements tonight. So come and hang out with us on the Discord. We have an amazing Discord. You should come and hang out with us. We've got an inspiration channel and a sort of a homebrew channel where you'll find like items that people find scattered throughout the interwebs. Moswald, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription, buddy. That's amazing. We love you. Heart. So hang out with us there. We also have a merch store where you can find cool stuff like that mug and that t-shirt. What up? It's that new design and it's so good. So check that out. We also have a digital online store. It's a place for you to up your digital avatar. It's just a way to help us keep the lights on here. The item up for sale today in Dimitri's online store, I think there might be one left. I'm not sure if Moswell grabbed two. It was a summons.
Head start.
It's gone. There are none left.
There are none left. Okay, the summons are gone. I was going to allow a player to be able to summon a character that you guys ran into or know and love, and to provide that boost in that time of need. So all of the summons have been
Let me bring Bo in.
purchased.
Twice.
So yeah. I think that's it. Oh, we have a charity stream. We encourage you to come and join us on the Discord to find all the information. Facebook, Twitter, we've kind of been blowing it up. It's this weekend, Sunday night, all the way to Monday night, 25 hours. Why 25? Why?
Because we like to go one
I
step
was
beyond.
banking on what you were going to say next.
Yeah, it was because we go one step beyond. We get that extra hour in just because we love... Look, bring it in. I'm going to say this.
Stop postponing.
I love you.
Keep going.
Once upon a time in Wonder, The crew had set out after a long and arduous journey to fix the mistakes of the past or maintain the past as it was. Jumping through a portal, they found themselves at the start of this story. It's been 43 episodes. We started this adventure a year ago. How appropriate to choose Wonderland as our playground. A story centered around a girl who dreams of the fantastical. At first fears her dreams, and then she finds peace in accepting them. Each adventure and choice and alliance has led you here. Right here. You find yourselves back at the start. A young girl moves with open heart, a hatter, a caterpillar, all in this space. But in what order and in what place? I made a mistake when we first began. I anticipated with my great master plan. I thought I could guess who you would be. And now I know. How silly of me. You're tricky. You're smart. And you make your own path. You charm and you banish and you side with a cat. That, my friends, is the joy of you. Not knowing where you'll go or what you will do. So, one final gift from DM Scribe. No ribbon or box to look inside. My gift is this. My gift is the story of courage and heart, and just like Alice, you get a restart. Go Genasi, or Furbolg, Jabberwock, Cheshire Cat. Go Enwyn, or Aaron, or Puck. No, not that. All right. So one chapter closes, and another chapter starts. A whisper of song that says, follow your heart. So the story is yours. It is your choice to choose. Now, my wonders, what would you like to do? The battle was abruptly changed when a woman that you know to be EC appeared in the space. Floating before you was an evil monstrosity, the Red Queen, transmogrified and looking like parts of her flesh sloughing off in front of this giant portal that you recognize as a central point for all these wisp of smoke that you've been seeing as you traveled all throughout Wonderland. With a snap of her fingers, the scene changes. You all find yourselves in a familiar place. Some of you a little more familiar than others. Before you is a large stone table. Surrounding the table are chairs of different makes and looks to them. You look behind you and there is a stone auditorium with seats all leading up with no one sitting in them. There's one figure in the space. Dimitri sits at the table. He seems to be pouring tea out of teacups, out of a teapot into teacups, and as he sits at the table, he looks, he turns as you all appear in this space, and he says, welcome! I feel like I should say something. They will not be joining you. They made a promise to me that I would hold her back from going into the fray one time, and I would like to call in my favor. I understand the stakes for tonight, and it is regrettable that this would happen. But this is how life works sometimes. But the space is yours. I have done the honor of setting up small tents and an encampment. The fire is warm, the night sky is beautiful, and I would like your pocket watch, please.
Is this that favor that you asked?
This is the carte blanche. I will do anything you ask of me one time. Thank you. He takes the pocket watch and opens it up. I wish you all good luck. On the table is a gift from me. And as you look, you see the trademarked logo of Dimitri's potions, and you see 6 greater healing potions. And he sort of waves at the table and says, "Lovely. Now, good luck. Please don't die. And if you do, please go out swinging. If you survive, you will each receive a 10% off coupon to be used off a purchase of 200 gold or more at my store."
Does that one stack with the one you've already given me? Or do I
No,
have
you
to
cannot
accept-
stack. You cannot stack coupons.
Just-
They all say this in small print at the very bottom. You cannot stack coupons.
Understood.
Understood. He will bow his head as he does. Dimitri's form begins to shimmer, and you see before you a odd shape. As the human form of Dimitri fades away, and you see what looks to be almost a combination of man and goat. It's a form you've never seen of Dimitri before, but as he nods his head, he looks up at all of you and smiles, and he disappears from the space.
That was possibly the strangest man I've ever seen in my life.
His
You're not
company's,
wrong.
his company's worse.
There is no day in this space. However, there is a Grim. However, Grim looks considerably older. It goes to show, thank you, T.E. Graves, so much. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. But Grim looks old. Some of those wrinkles, those smile lines around his face are deep and set in. His hair is this long white, his beard following suit. He looks old.
Well, come on, Grandpa. Let's see if we can't find you some mashed food to eat.
Be very careful with the hands you lay upon an older fellow.
For this kind?
That's fine too.
Cool.
How long have you been gone? Where have you been?
I'm just glad it's back.
Where have I been here? In year and wonder. This moment of this vanishing act, this protecting the other side, wherever it was I'm sure just a moment for you, maybe. Much longer here. But we got the portal stable for a while. It remained open. But I couldn't stay. But I'm happy. And I found what I was looking for. She's amazing. And I have kids. I have kids. 8 of them.
He
Somehow that tracks.
Grim will pull out a small wand. It's a
Apparently
tool
doesn't.
that you've never seen him use before. And he, as he waves this wand in the air, you see the images of 8 children sort of filling the space. It almost looks like a recorded memory, and it plays out for all of you, children running around the space, and you even see a little younger than how he looks now walk in, and the children all tack him, like just jumping on his legs, and he rolls down to the ground. A beautiful woman with auburn hair walks in. She's wearing a dress, and as one of the children scrapes their knee, she picks them up and she goes, "Ah!" And the kid goes, "Ah!" And she sends them back into the fray.
She's amazing. The youngest one is named Cody. She taught me all these little things I can do with this. It was great. It was great. But I'm glad you're back. It's good to see old friends again.
Standing outside in this beautiful scene with the table before you, the first thing that you are aware of is how picturesque everything looks. A little too much. Whatever magic was used to give you this time, it's fading. And this is made all the more clear when you look up towards the sky and some of the beautiful stars that are out begin to blink off, disappearing. It's not a rapid thing, it's not an immediate countdown, but there is something tearing at the sky to get to you.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Something you've been fighting.
Someone.
Her.
Queenie's been real mad. Although she's gone on a bit of a crash diet. Nothing but skin and bone. Well, just bones now.
I'm gonna be writing something down while we're talking.
Gallows.
Sure.
Yeah,
Is it what I think you're writing?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have time.
Doesn't look like much, but so.
hate to die on an empty stomach. Walk over to the table, sit down. Anybody else gonna join me?
You can't just eat alone. He's gonna sit down.
I'm gonna make
Still
one.
got the
Pickle?
yeah.
The sausage.
Yeah.
The sausage.
The sausage comes out a little wrinkled.
It's a Vienna now.
but it's still edible.
I'm gonna make one lap around the table and set another greater healing potion next to each one of them.
Okay.
Except for where I sit, I'm just gonna take that one.
Okay. So each of you mark down 2 greater healing potions.
Yo.
Thank
I
you.
bought that on our first shop.
Wow.
And I forget that.
Hi, Brooksadi, Moswalderino, Wolfgarin, everybody mounted. 12 for 10. So yeah, you guys all sit down. There's not a lot of food at the table. I mean, there's some. I mean, but it's mostly tea. Mandrake is going to be very happy.
Yep.
He doesn't eat a lot. He eats like a bird. But some of you are a little at the spread.
Can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah, food is food. Besides, I didn't have to pay for this one.
There we go. So what do we do?
We eat, we drink, we be merry. When this goes away, we kick her ass.
And we survive.
And then I drunkenly tell the story of Cheshire to get paid a lot of gold.
I like the sound of that.
Me too.
Nix is enjoying the conversation, but writing in a book, wine in hand, and Grim enjoy the meager spread on the table, and Mandrake begins to drink tea.
He's sitting on the back of a chair.
Yeah, just perched like a cat.
Mm-hmm.
A few more stars go up.
And what are you doing? Are you planning on coming back?
Of course.
Well, you have some sort of a plan, and you've been chasing her down, and you've been inserting yourself into the story. What are you planning to do?
I'm gonna be a god.
So you're not planning on coming back?
Oh, I'll be there.
You'll just be everywhere.
You're taking the long way.
I am. Someone's gotta stay and protect my people. This isn't the first time someone's come for them, and I'm done having that.
So you're gonna be back, you're just not gonna be with us.
Well, if his plan works, he'll be with you.
That's not the same, and you know it.
I take a lot of stuff on faith. It's kind of the business. But if what he's saying he can do, he'll be able to keep his people safe. He might even be able to keep you safe. So
If
Yeah.
all goes well, I can even change what happened to yours.
Well, let's not get too crazy here. We
Like I
can't
said,
be-
if all goes well.
So,
But you can't just change whatever you don't like. Some things have to stay the same, or else we're going to go back to a place that we don't recognize at all.
It's true.
So you're doing this to fix things. To fix all the things.
I'm doing this to protect my people.
Let me know when I'm done writing.
You're done.
what's your plan, Mandrake? When all this is said and done, we go back. What's next?
He's gonna like lean back and just kind of like look at his tea.
There is only one destiny for you, son. You know this.
I know.
Upon your death, you will enter the hat, and you will carry on this noble tradition.
There's a tie with my hat.
Oh, so it's like matching, or?
I was thinking that too.
When I die, my father's released,
Okay.
and I inhabit the hat.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
that's where I'll be.
Well, okay, here's the thing, is that may not happen for a while. So in between.
Insight check.
Okay. Nat 20.
I would say that it's plain on his face and looking at him. As Mandrake sits on the chair and you say, yeah, but that's not for a long time. he doesn't plan on coming back. It's like plastered all over his face. Like as he drinks his tea, it's not a terrified of death sort of thing. There's a small smile that plays at his lips, but he just looks up at the hat and gives it a small tap to the side, and you know in an instant.
And I'll just start talking and say, do you know how much planning goes into a perfect cup of tea? From tree to cup, everything has to come together in the exact right amounts. Right down to the millimeter. For the exact right amount of time. That's the only way the tea time goes off without a hitch. What appears to be falling leaves and screaming kettles and clanking spoons against porcelain, it's actually the birth of something perfect and new, made better by the sum of its parts. I was once given a chance to save those who meant something to me. But only if I sacrificed myself. I opted not to take that opportunity. Because I wouldn't be granted the chance to say goodbye. I will not make that mistake again. So, if this is to be our last cup together, so be it. To each of you, to Day, to Cheshire, to chaos within order. Until we meet again, my friends.
At that point, I will set my wine bottle down and I will grab a cup. He's like,
Chloe, could you do me a favor? And I'm gonna fold up piece of paper and hand it to her. If I don't make it, can you make sure that gets to Flint?
His eyes dart about the space. There is an unspoken sort of, like, as he makes eye contact as he hands the letter over, if anybody makes it, please get this letter and bring it to Flint.
Who's to say I'm gonna make it?
you will.
Somebody will get it to him.
Whatever happens.
You could leave it with Bartholomew.
Just don't read it, please.
No. It'll get to him.
Thank you.
A few more stars go out.
I'm gonna hand Wine a couple beads of force. I think you'll find these more useful than I will.
You know exactly what these are.
Put those away for a second.
Yeah.
If we're just putting things out for people, anyone is going to pull out that scroll that no one can read and go, I don't know what this is, but if someone can use it. And then he's going to put the red gem down and go, I can't bring myself to use this, but if someone else wants to, it might be useful.
I can probably read the scroll. I'll use the dragon scale to read the scroll.
The scroll, which was introduced so very long ago to all of you, there's a tension in the air which is abruptly broken as the final arcane symbols on the scroll are read. The symbols begin to float off of the paper, forming in the air and sort of interlocking and connecting with each other until before you all is an odd sight indeed. Thoe begins to speak as she reads the arcane symbols, and like I said, they float out. But as they all interlock, the last piece sort of floating in the air is a very long red sofa. It is extremely long. I'm going to say it's like 4 people could sit on the sofa, but the sofa plunk, like flumps into the space and just sits there.
Alright.
Guess no one ever told you life would be this way.
I don't understand.
Oh, I don't either.
I read the words, there's a couch.
Okay, so you summoned a couch. Great!
Somebody want to sit on the couch?
Sure.
Old bones.
I'll
And
go sit on the
One.
couch.
2,
Yo.
3, 4.
I'll sit on the back.
5.
I'll sit on the arm.
6. With all of you sitting on the couch, there is a whoop, 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 whoop. This like odd pulsing noise that seems to come from everywhere at once, and the couch begins to shake a little bit. Like you're all sort of saying, but like all of you, and with that, the couch pops. With it, it starts hurtling through the different planes. All of you gripping onto the couch.
Holding on to you so you don't fly off the arm.
You're here. Everybody holds on tight to each other, especially the people that are sitting on the arm and things of that sort, as this couch begins to drift through the planes. You see this plane engulfed in fire. You see lots of strange sights before you. As you, the couch at one point floats near this tree house, and as it does, a little girl sticks her head out, and a dragonborn sticks his head out, and they sort of look at the couch. And as she walks forward, the couch pops again and blips to another plane of existence. You find yourself on this island with this person surfing, and the couch curls up next to them and starts floating along with them, and the person surfing kind of looks over at the wave, and you go like this, and then the couch once again blips until it keeps blipping, and you're greeted to the signs of the universe as the universe unfolds before you. And all of you, at the end of your adventure, as the chapter to this book closes, you decide to pull out this scroll, which you got near the start, and it gives you exactly what it was supposed to. A look at the start. The start. To everything. You're in a black sky. There's no stars, nothing, and before you is this mass, this clump of energy. And all of you are in awe of the expanse of nothingness around you. But there is a breath, and the ball explodes, sending energy and matter flying off into the distance as you are greeted with the beginnings of everything. It is a sight no mortal has ever seen, and no mortal will ever see again. Because with this sight of the beginning of creation itself, the planes manifesting and separating themselves, everything stretching out like taffy, the red sofa begins to shake violently, and it blips again, and you are back.
Can we do that again?
I'd rather not.
Each of you, since you each jumped on the couch, have tapped into the power of creation. Each of you can add a D12 bardic inspiration on top of the one that Day gave you.
Thank you, Dave. We love you.
As you hearken back to a time in your life where you were at the start of everything.
You know, we were in the forest and I took something awful similar to what I just saw back there.
You got anyone with you?
Many, many years spent since.
So is that a no, or?
Talk to me afterward.
Alright.
I have this, if anyone needs it. It's a potion of flying. Now that I have the boots, I don't really need it. And these, which we never figured out what they were. And I'll pull out the 3 pouches. Any ideas?
Can I have a look-see?
I'll hand them down.
Sweet. Open one of them up, just gonna peer inside.
Yeah, give me an investigation check as you start looking at the pouches.
That is a solid 11.
No. No. Yes.
This is a bag, but a small one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad we could clear that up.
I will take those back, I suppose.
Sure. Where do you put them?
Back where they've been this whole time.
Sure. As another of the stars go out, you notice that the fire gives a little breath. It's almost as like a cold wind blows in, and the fire leans to one side. The ground around you all takes on a bit of a chill as Mab, Queen of Air and Darkness, walks into this clearing, walking from the top of the auditorium down below.
It's good to see you.
Were you going to tell me?
So on the spur of the moment.
A god? You're going to be a god? No note? No sending?
Well, if it happened, I would tell you. If not, What's the point in getting it up already?
You owe me.
You're not wrong.
And what do I get out of this?
What would you like?
She stops. Is that an open invitation?
It's an open invitation to negotiation.
I want my name on everyone's lips. I went in on it. I want you to give my name to everyone. Every child that wishes for more, every bedtime story, I want to be known.
You want to be known. Sure. I can do that.
Lovely. Well, I wish you all a good night and good luck with everything. And with that, she will disappear from the space, the mist and the cold air leaving with her, and the fire gaining a little bit more of its warmth, reaching out to the table. And you see a few more of the stars wink out of existence.
Time is almost up. Maybe we should use this?
Before we do that, do we need to go to technical difficulties?
Apparently your mic is much hotter than everybody else's, so I don't know if you
Sure.
anything in any of them.
Yeah.
So,
I can also move this back.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll just put that
We'll
back
just
there.
go with that for now and hope that it fixes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not have stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us know if the mics are not workable, and we will go to technical difficulties and then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You could have died. You could have been seen.
I will pull out the teapot that Big D gave us.
Okay.
Now seems as good a time as any.
I mean, it's a nice teapot.
Oh, this one's imbued with Hero's Feast.
Oh, yeah, rock on.
With a, as you take the teapot out, taking on the shape of a beautiful elephant, there is an elephant trumpet that seems to echo throughout the space as the table is now filled with delicious food and drink. You have all been granted a hero's feast that you got, I think, the second episode of Wonder. Choosing to use it now. With Hero's Feast, certain things come into effect. I need everybody to roll a 2d10 as your hit point maximum increases by that amount.
Each of us individually do it?
Each of you individually do that.
Nice.
Yo!
Yes?
20.
20.
Oh my god.
Heckin'
that's
yes.
Yeah.
Meowedith, thank you so much. The creature is cured of all diseases and poisons, if anybody was diseased or poisoned. You become immune to poison and being frightened, and all wisdom saving throws are now at advantage for the next 24 hours.
What was your
Wisdom saving throws. You cannot be poisoned, you cannot be frightened. All of you enjoy this hero's feast as it manifests before you. All of your favorite foods at the table. More tea than you can shake a stick at. It is.
So tea, just
It is a perfect. It is a perfect meal.
This is good for 24 hours.
So it doesn't matter when you wake up. This will still be in effect. Please keep track of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
got it.
Alright.
Does anyone else have anything they need to say?
I'm gonna run and give anyone a hug and say I'm really angry with you. And I'm sad. But I also understand. And so I might not get to hug you again. So I'm gonna take advantage of it now.
He's gonna hug her back. A little bit harder than she was.
Both of you, give me a perception check.
11
Okay.
plus
24.
18.
Okay. Great. It's a very nice moment. Some of you, with your bellies full, find places to sleep and rest for the night. Notes have been passed. Care has been given.
As everybody settles down, I'm gonna grab the gem. I'm gonna hand it to Thoe. I don't trust anybody with this as much as I would trust you.
Thank you. I'll keep it safe.
Use it if you need to.
Remind me with the gem.
Sure.
It's the soul. It has a soul in it, right? Is it that one? Which one is it?
It is it's an elemental gem. You can cast Conjure Elemental to summon a fire element. It's in D&D Beyond.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I see that. So what we may do, while everyone goes to settle down and rest, we are going to take a really quick break. I just want to double check. We have another complaint that you guys can't be heard. It's just me that's able to be heard. But if everybody else is fine and you guys can hear me, I just want to make sure that before we go into this battle, that everybody else can be heard. I might even talk a little louder.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
But confirm with me, gang. Icky, Moswald,
Wolf said you were a little louder, but he can hear everyone nicely.
Okay.
Audie said she can hear everyone perfectly.
Okay. They are a touch quiet, but we can hear you. Okay. We're going to keep things going then, because I don't want to waste time. Long rest. Long rest. Long rest. Yep.
Very quickly down to Bartholomew.
Okay.
Did I end up with the letter? The note? Did we decide?
No, it was still given to Zoe.
Still given to Zoe, okay. Then I would just go down and share with him what I did.
Yeah.
That's all. Just share with him what I did.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right. Then yes, of course. I will do my best to make things do you proud.
I promised you would see the world.
Yes, you did. All right. Thank you for the gift.
You're welcome. Good night, Bartholomew.
Good night, friend. With that, I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. The long rest transpires. All of you, with the exception of Enwin, are soundlessly asleep when you open your eyes to a horrific scene in front of you. The queen manifested in this small space, and Enwin, it has to be torturous for everyone to sleep. And for you to spend your last night watching the stars flicker out. You occasionally dart your eyes over to check on your sleeping companions, but the last image you see as the last light blinks out of existence are hands tearing at the sky, ripping them open. And as that happens, everyone awakes from their slumber. And let's go ahead and roll initiative for the final battle of Season 1. All right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and roll for her.
She gets on that one.
Sure.
That's kind of not at all.
If you'd like to think that.
Will it affect the outcome?
No, she's still going down.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That being said, 20 to 25.
22.
Whoa!
I rolled a nat 20.
Nix! Welcome, buddy.
23.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so as things kick off, Wolfgren +5 to any roll for both Grim and Nyx. So you've got a +5 that you can use, courtesy of Wolfgren. Moswald, I'd like to use my head start on whoever's was the lowest. So whoever gets the lowest initiative order, you're actually going to be at the start of everything.
I have a 8.
You have an 8. Okay, you're in the running.
Yay!
So let's say this.
Sports.
Yeah, win all the points. So let's do this. Nix, you are at the top of the initiative order. Who's
No, he's got 23.
23.
Mandrake? Nix.
I couldn't do better.
All right. Next up, 20 to 15.
That's what
18.
18 with Thoe.
15.
Thoe. Followed by Wine in Hand. All right. All right. What was that? 15 to 10? 10 to 5?
7.
8. So it goes Grim, and then at the top of the initiative order
Is our boy.
is our boy Enwin.
World.
There we go. There is a large guttural scream that issues forth in this chamber, rocketing and echoing off the walls. Before you stands the dark and demonic and undead evil queen. She's taken on a grisly visage, gang. You don't know what effects are currently surrounding her, but before your eyes is this skeletal beast crackling with arcane energy. With that being said, Enwin, you are up.
Seeing as I would have seen this coming, could I have gotten my armor on before she got here?
I would say you and you alone can have put your armor on before. As you watched and waited for the last star to go out, you stood ready. You hit, your armor activated, sending in the chitinous armor surrounding your being. So yes.
Cool.
But only you.
In that case, 6 Eldritch Blasts.
6 Eldritch Blast. A scream issues forth from Enwin as 6 Eldritch Blast echo forth from him towards this demonic creature.
That's a 1.
One's not going to hit.
14?
No.
21?
21 hits.
Oh my god. Okay, all of them are higher than that, other than those 2.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage for me.
23.
What sort of damage is this?
26 force damage.
26 force damage. Got it. Okay. You see this array of magical darts being issued forth from Enwin as he just unloads upon the spectral form in front of him. There is a scream, and you see bits of her falling off and being sloshed to the side as Enwin. I put you guys in the room at random points. The queen is in the middle. Before you is the portal as well. She is standing where the portal is right now, sort of covering it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is Enwin's action and bonus action? Okay. You doing anything with your movement?
Nope.
Okay. Got it. That being said, Mandrake Madigan.
Mandrake is going to... He's going to use True Strike.
Okay. That's your action as you start weaving arcane energy and setting that up. With that, because no spell was cast during this time, she snarls and looks over at you, Enwin, and says, "That's a fun trick,
Isn't it?
You want to see mine?"
Nope.
And she will send out the same Eldritch Blast in your direction. So that is going to be...
Oh crap! Wait.
I was
No,
going
shit.
to,
Sorry.
regardless.
Go ahead.
So
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because I misremembered who I am. Sorry.
Okay.
I was like, what's
I'm sorry.
At what level? At 5th level. With that, the first blast is counterspelled. You make 4 different attack rolls, correct? So it's
I make 3, but it's 1 spell.
Yeah, it's separate beams.
It's
but
like
the same
magic
spell.
missile. Like you would counter magic missile, they would all stop, just like
Successful hit
a
to push the target. Okay. I will allow that. You watch as this energy goes flying outward. You counterspell it, and she looks down at her side. Mandrake, that is your turn with True Strike. You do anything with your bonus action?
Is there anything nearby?
So these blank spaces that you see in front of you are openings in the ground. You don't know where they go. If you were to peek your head over, I would say that you'd be able to see into this like inky abyss. That's the same inky abyss that's floating around each and every one of you.
Okay, so there's really nothing to hide behind. Is what I'm getting
There's
at.
there's not a lot to hide behind.
Okay,
There's
nice.
some rocks in this corner over here where you see, and over in that back corner as well. There's also a spot back here.
I stand my ground.
Stand your ground. Okay, that's your turn. That is Enwin, Mandrake, Nyx.
Mage armor.
Mage armor.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to get. Let's see. Go if I can get about 60 feet away.
Okay.
If I can move like backwards.
Okay. So Nyx, this is you right here. You can't move 60 feet away.
No, but I mean 60 feet from her, if I can.
Your movement speed is 30.
Yeah, so if I'm already 30, as far back as I can if it gets to around 60.
Okay, yeah, you're up against the cliff edge.
That's
like,
fine.
yeah, but you're 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You're 40 feet away from her.
That works.
45 feet.
That works.
Okay. Everybody in this spot that is within her 30 feet radius, so she's actually going to move forward. There's a... And all of you... are gone. Nyx, you watch all of them disappear. And standing in the space...
Okay. What?
This is the lair action. Standing in the space are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Grims.
Eh? I just got here.
And as
Congo
yep, that is the lair. Okay, that means it is Thoe's turn.
Do I do anything?
Yeah.
Can I?
You
but I'm not there.
You look down and you see it's you look like Grim. You're like, do I do anything? Do I? What is?
Okay. All right. Would I know if I can do my stuff or if I can do his stuff?
You could certainly try.
Rud. Okay. Well, I'm going to. Oh, I wouldn't even have it on me. I was gonna say that I established that I had my lantern with me, but I don't have it with me now. Shoot, I'm gonna try casting fairy fire on her.
Okay, where are you casting it?
Oh, she's not there, or is she Grim?
You see a
She's
Grim.
You
too?
see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Grims
6
all in
Grims.
this space.
Okay, and she's.
As you
she's
look
in the same
down,
place?
you are not in the same space in which you
We're
started.
not in the same places.
At the
Okay.
beginning of the stream, I had you guys. At the
Okay.
beginning of the stream, I had you guys pick numbers for
Got
me.
it.
So, yep.
So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Did she have any item on her that was a recognizable item?
All of her items that were on her, everyone.
I know she looks different, but I'm thinking if it's an illusion, like if she had a.
Yes, she had a
scepter or
she had a
something like that.
distinguished like necklace.
Okay,
She had
I'm
like a
casting
red heart.
locate object on that necklace.
Okay.
To see if I can track which one she is.
Okay.
Does it work?
That is your action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I tell where that necklace is?
Yep. She, yeah, and I will send that to you.
Well, I would say it out loud to everybody. I would use my vocalization, like my words for that.
Got it. You would just say, she's right there.
Yeah, to point out which one she is.
The girl, the Grim in the center space, looks forward and where the queen once was, and points at this individual right here and go, "That's her. That's the queen."
I mean,
that's not necessarily gonna help.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your action. You doing anything with your
I
bonus
don't
action?
have a bonus action that'll help me right now.
Okay.
Oh, I do. I don't know if it'll work or not.
We're going up.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to wild shape.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wild shape into a tiger. I'm gonna go. No, I have to go. No, I know what I have to do. I have to go direwolf. I'm gonna wild shape direwolf.
First time.
Does it work?
You do. Grim turns
Okay.
into.
So what they'll see is me saying, that's her there, and then I turn into a direwolf.
Correct.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect.
Sounds convincing.
Good.
That's Thoe's turn. Wine in hand.
So this is what it's like to be this old. Interesting. Going to turn to. Actually, where am I standing?
Wine in hand, you are actually right here at the very end.
Okay, I can cross that distance.
Okay, you're gonna cross over this way. With that movement, you're gonna just flip around this corner.
I was going to circle around the other side because I got a movement speed of 40.
Sure.
So,
you're gonna
I was
go
going
this
to try
way.
to skirt around the outside of the portal.
Oh, the outside of the portal. Where are you going?
Just around the back of everybody else to get to her.
You're going here.
The one she pointed out.
Right here. Grim puts a hand up, and it's just like no. She polymorphed.
Bonky need to be sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me an attack roll.
That is with the mace of disruption. A 21.
21 hits. Give me damage.
She is undead.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So that's 1d6 for the damage, 2d6 because she's undead.
Yeah, if you hit her, absolutely. Go ahead and separate the undead damage, please.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so 5 plus 3, so 8 points of damage, and then 7 extra for undead.
Absolutely. As you bring the axe around and hit, Grim's head begins to bleed profusely, and he hits the ground and starts pooling blood everywhere. He's got a wound in his head, he's got blood coming out of everywhere, and he's looking up at you with this shock and horror in his eyes.
What's the first drink I shared with you?
As they go to say something, they cough up a little bit of blood.
Boring conversation anyway. Look, we're gonna have company!
Yeah, alright, perfect. That's your action. Do anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. With that, Grim on the ground looks up at you all and snarls and outstretches a hand towards where you are, and you see them beginning to cast something.
Grim can't cast.
Yep. That is a... that is a 18 to hit. Yes.
Oh, no.
No. They outstretch a hand, and the hand just isn't able to find purchase, and they stop. With that, that is Wine in Hand's turn. With the illusion dispersed, all of you find yourselves back in your spots. There.
Off the lady. Good.
She's there. You all find yourselves back this way, with the exception of Nyx, who backed away at the opportune moment. She's a little pissed at you, and it is now her turn.
This is less fair.
Yeah. She is angry, and as she moves forward towards the space that you are in, walking forward, she is going to outstretch a hand, and as she does, how bad does she want to go?
Bring it.
Okay. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Thank you, Heroes Feast, for the advantage.
Yep.
Thank you very much for the Heroes Feast advantage. 23.
23 just makes it.
Yep.
As this hand outstretches towards you, and you feel not good as this sick energy overtakes you, and begins to like float around you in this space, trying to find purchase on you, but it is not able to grab hold. That is her turn. With her bonus action, she is going to... She missed. Okay. Yeah, so she is going to... because she's standing next to you and Mandrake is here, she is going to cast another spell.
Counterspell, 3rd level.
You're going to need to roll for it, buddy.
I know. Yeah, that's a 9 on the dice, so never mind.
Okay, 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Yep. Okay.
Just barely.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, there it is. 15?
15 ain't gonna do it, buddy.
Oh, wait. Yeah, 15.
Nope. You start hallucinating.
Oh,
It goes bad, buddy. It goes real bad as she casts this spell and outstretches her hand, and as it does, you are going to take a little bit of damage here. So first off, you're going to take 13 points of necrotic damage. You are blinded, stunned, and deafened as the world flips around you. You are stunned, you cannot move, all attacks against you are at advantage, you are blinded, you are deafened during this time as you begin to suffer crazy hallucinations seeing before you. This area takes on the appearance of a giant hellscape. And just moving around, and you are blinded at this point. Yeah.
Legend Hillary just got a mystical butterfly reroll for Grim and Mandrake.
Perfect. You guys have a reroll.
Can I use it now?
Nope. Too late now.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Blindness has always worked out really well for me.
Mandrake is freaking out, guys. As he, it is now Grim's turn.
Okay, so I want to get up on her, just up in her kitchen.
Great. I'm all about it. Up in her kitchen.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
3 attack rolls. Here we go.
Now, considering I've already walloped her, does he get advantage from flanking, or?
I would say that the three of you are gathered around her at this point, and yes, absolutely, that you guys would get. Yes, you would.
Edwin has a potion as well from Icky.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't.
Icky, roll a D100.
Sorry, I missed that, Icky.
You're gonna do that 3 times, big guy.
Weird.
I wonder
Oh,
why.
yeah, boy.
Like, strange. I don't. It's weird. My heart rate is like super regular right now. It's like almost honestly like a little bit low.
What weapon are you using?
The Vorpal Sword of the God.
Okay.
So the first one is a 30.
Okay.
No.
I'm sorry.
Give that big number.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's a nat 20. I'm sorry. Nat 20 is the first
Nat
one.
20. Nat 20 hits. Roll double damage for me, buddy, when you roll this attack.
Roll the dice, double the dice, and then add modifier.
And, so that was the first. The first one is a.
No. What'd you roll for the first one?
The first one was a 0. On
Okay,
a
so that's
test,
10.
That's 10. So
So,
plus
and then you
6,
double the
16.
dice.
Oh, so
You double the dice and then you add your modifier. So 20 plus 1.
so 20 plus 6 is 26.
26 points of damage.
And then the other
She
one's
feels
in,
it.
The other one's a nat 1.
That misses.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
No, not okay. No, you double the dice off the roll from the weapon.
yeah.
So you roll these 2 for the other 2 hits.
Gotcha. Okay. So then that was the first hit. So then the second hit is a
Okay.
18.
All right.
And then
18 doesn't hit.
okay, then if that's the case, then a 21 is the other.
21 hits.
Okay.
Roll that beautiful D10.
Here we go. And that's gonna be 18 points damage.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so that's gonna be a 20. If I use my plus 5.
Yeah.
Well, no, because then you get to have your dex mod.
Oh, I'm sorry. So then 24, 30.
24. 23.
24.
24. Yeah, that makes it. You're good. You see her as you connect with her and hit her. There is a shriek as she tries to unleash something, but she is unable to do so. Grim, that is your turn.
Yay, my turn.
Yep. I need you, Grim, to go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw. As she begins to cast another spell. Anybody got one in the tank?
Okay, so I'm adding that
I've already
too.
used my counter spell.
Remember, you have your advantage. You have your
You are
inspiration as
limited.
well.
Okay, so then-
Are you using your inspiration?
Yeah, so I'm gonna burn one because it was awful.
No, because you keep that number, then you add the D8.
Okay, so that would be 2 plus 8, so that's 10.
10. Actually, I need you to also give me a charisma saving
Yeah,
throw.
right on. Yeah, but Day, help me out here.
I played easy for the first time.
That is a 22.
What was your total?
So mine was 6 plus 2, 8, 10. Sorry.
10. Grim is banished.
Son of a...
You managed to fight it off.
Son of a lich.
That is your turn. And when we go back to yours.
Aki rolled an 84 for my potion.
84 for your push. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What does it say
Light
for Witch
her
Bolt?
up.
It's
It's
an
a spell
attack. Roll. 25.
Okay. 25 hits.
12, 23, 31, 35, 36. Lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Great. That's your action. Do you do anything else?
Depends on what my potion is.
Okay. Hang on.
What does this do?
Just do. Yeah, you forgot about this potion that you kept in your pocket. You know, as you shake it up, the bottle begins to shake with it. As you begin to shake it up, this is a rage potion. This gives you rage just like a barbarian. The bottle contains enough liquid for 1 drink.
So that would be good for me.
Okay. No, then I'm not going to do it for my
No,
bonus.
shake it up. Okay, cool. That is your turn. Enwin. With that, what does she want to do? What does
Corinne's
she
just
wanna do?
going nuts in the shop.
Yeah, I know. So she's going to take attacks of opportunity from the 2 of you.
Yep.
Actually, the 3 of you who are around this space. So I need Grim. Not Mandrake. Grim's gone.
Yep.
Mandrake is confused.
Lady.
Yeah. Give me an attack roll.
That is a 23.
23 hits. Roll damage. Do you have Sentinel?
Okay. Huh?
Do you have Sentinel?
No.
Okay.
I do not have Sentinel. So
Got it.
she can move. She's just going to feel this.
Got it.
That is 5 points of bludgeoning and 5 points of radiant.
Okay, 5 points of bludgeoning, 5 points of radiant. She takes that hit, moves up towards where Enwin is. Give me a charisma saving throw, please.
Stop her. Actually, keep her.
Everyone else that did not have a reroll now has a reroll thanks to Wolf.
Thank you, Wolf.
21.
Do you want to use your reroll?
Use your inspiration.
Or do you want to
I'm
use your
using
inspiration?
28.
Yep. That is enough to stop it from happening. As she goes to cast another spell, she will start to chant in this space.
Don't like that.
Mandrake, you are confused, buddy. You start wandering around. Give me a D6.
The moment everybody says they start chanting, that's what I hear.
We got stuff. That means it's a 4.
Okay. 4. Okay. Mandrake starts walking this way. At the end of your turn, buddy, go ahead and give me another saving throw. This is against. This is another charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Did she make a concentration save when I hit her with the witch bolt?
On what?
On banishment.
Oh, on banishment. No.
It was 36 points.
Hang on.
Please hold while we place your call. You might actually be able to swing at this girl.
No. I mean, she makes her save.
Okay, you cannot swing at this girl.
Yep.
Praying.
I got a 10, which means a 12, but I'm gonna use my reroll.
Okay. Keep track of these, please. We're not doing infinite rerolls
Right,
tonight.
no, I
but
get
like,
one.
yeah.
I got 1.
I know.
And
Everybody
this
gets
is
one.
it. And it was a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Wow.
You managed to shake off the confusion. That is the end of your turn, however.
Yahtzee.
Yeah,
Okay.
not confusing.
Question, does my True Strike still... Does it hold, or is it gone?
This says you were stunned, and I think it's the next attack you do.
Right,
And
I didn't
technically,
take
you
the
haven't
attack.
taken the attack. So I'm going to allow it. The next attack you do is going to have that there. That is your turn, Mandrake. Nyx.
Still trying to
Tell him,
figure
Peter.
out,
Everybody gets one.
Apparently everybody only gets one.
I'm just gonna go 4th level magic missile.
Okay.
Which
Daka.
Go ahead.
All right. So that'll end up being 21 force damage.
21. She's taking damage. She's still looking like she's sturdy. More and more of this energy is seeping out of the portal surrounding her. That is your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I'm gonna move across. Is there something in the way on my right?
That's a abyss.
An abyss. All right. I'm gonna go around past Mandrake to get on that side, like
5,
behind Mandrake.
10. Oh, just right here.
Yeah, like as far as I can that direction, but in that direction.
All right, right there.
Yeah.
With that, Nyx, go ahead and give me, as the ground beneath your feet begins to rumble, and you see dark tentacles reaching up out of the ground, surrounding you and trying to drag you under it. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
On save, okay. That's a 17.
That is not going to do it. With that, you are going to take some damage.
That's fine. What kind of damage?
You are going to take 18 points of necrotic and 18 force damage.
Hey!
Yeah, that I have resistance against force, so.
Okay, so take half of that,
Yeah.
so 9. But the tentacles leech the life out of you, and you all watch as Nyx goes a little catatonic. He's stunned until he is not. So Nyx is out for a little bit.
All right.
Okay, that is the Layer's turn.
This right here.
Nyx does have a +5 if you wanted to use that.
Oh yeah.
I'm still gonna let you take the damage, but you're gonna shake off the stun. Okay, as you feel this arcane energy seep into your side, and you are able to shake off this this energy.
Am I restrained in any way?
Are you
or grappled?
No, you are not restrained or grappled or stunned.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
That is your turn. That's the Layer's turn. Thoe.
Okay, I'm going to run over. I'm so sorry, but he's only stunned, and you're all free.
No, I'm clear.
You're clear.
Yeah,
You
I
don't.
20.
You,
I'm clear.
you see him start to try
Okay.
to shake off the energy that's around him.
I'm running over to Nyx.
Okay.
And I am casting a lesser restoration on him.
Okay. Nyx does not need to be lesser. He's
Oh, I
not stunned.
thought he
He's
was
not.
stunned.
No, he was with his
I
reroll.
misunderstood.
With the
Okay,
plus
I'm
With
so
his
sorry.
+5.
Never
But I
mind,
still
was
took the
dealing with something
damage.
else.
You
Okay, then
still
I'm
take
so
the
sorry.
damage.
I just took damage.
He's looking rough.
Got it. Okay. He's looking rough.
No.
No, I mean,
Not.
He's taking a solid whack.
not yet.
Okay.
He's rough adjacent.
He's rough adjacent.
Then I will run over to him. I don't actually have to run to him. Great. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out of wild. Do I? No. Can I cast spells? Shoot.
No,
You
you're
cannot
not.
cast spells.
I'm gonna pull out a wild shape. That's gonna lose my bonus action. That's
Yep.
okay. And I'm gonna cast Sunbeam.
Okay.
Sunbeam will last for 1 minute, so I've got ideally 10 moves of this.
Yep.
But it is a 5 foot wide, 60 foot long line.
Commander blast.
It's 68 radiant damage, and they are blinded until my next turn if they do not make their wisdom save. It's a con of 15.
Con of 15. She fails it, so she's going to choose to succeed.
One down.
Okay, so she gets half as much damage.
Yep.
Still. At least we got rid of a. Okay. 9, 15, 16, 19, 21, so half of 21.
Okay. Half,
I
10
think it's
points.
10.
Yep, and she
Yeah,
makes her
pretty
con save to maintain the spell. With that, she is going to. She is going to begin to channel the energy that's coming out of the portal, and you see it fortify around her person.
An armor made of shadows, if you would.
An armor made of shadows, if you will. But that is what she is going to do.
Armor of shadows.
All right, perfect. That is that move. That's Thoe, wine in hand.
All right. How far away am I from this nice lady?
You are pretty close. If I
Cool.
Let's see, where are you at, wine in hand? Oh, right here.
Cool.
No, that's Thoe.
No, you bamfed me out where Grim was supposed to have been bamfed.
That's right. Where's Grim was here.
Okay.
You're over here.
So, I am going to. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna move within striking range.
Striking range.
Invoke duplicity so that I appear on the other side of her as well.
Boom. Other side. Hang on. Oswald.
Nice.
I'd say I'm gonna hit you so hard you'll see double, but yeah. That, so I'm gonna burn the inspiration I got from the last game.
Okay.
You were going in
Two
timeout.
ones?
No, a 3 and a 2.
Those aren't gonna hit.
Nope.
Be sure.
Fairly certain. All right then. Do I have anything I can...
If your duplicity is flanking her, don't you get advantage on this attack?
That's up to you.
I believe it's like a feature of invoke duplicity.
Let me double check because
it's either disadvantage on attacks against you or advantage on attacks.
I am not 100%
I think
sure.
it's disadvantage on attacks against you.
Invoke duplicity.
Just let it happen. Don't argue.
I mean, I just want to make sure it's accurate. That's all. Channel diversity. Invoke. Yeah, heard. No. Invoke duplicity. I can cast spells through the illusion, and yeah, I would have advantage. Nice. Thank you, other me.
You're welcome.
Okay, I will take that 19 and be happy.
All right.
I will take
Roll
that
some
nat,
damage.
the nat 19 plus 7, so blah blah blah.
Okay.
Cock d6. Damn it. So that is 7 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of radiant.
Okay. She's starting to feel it. All right. Her turn. Enwin. Con save, please, as she begins to cast a spell.
Not the dumpster.
I've talked to you about
it.
Okay.
Dump all day.
Don't,
Nat 20.
please don't.
What
Con
I need
is
to
not
know.
enough stats. I've talked to you about this.
I need to know the total.
It's a 22.
No.
You still have another inspiration?
Uh-huh.
You have the D12 and you have the D8.
When a nat 20 fails.
Well, it's a stat,
Yeah, it's
gang. Like I.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just a shocking moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
It's sobering.
Enwin. 60 points of necrotic damage.
oh my gosh.
Great. Are you still up?
I am.
Okay. She screams out as 60 points of necrotic damage rocket across the space as Finger of Death is cast.
Jesus.
As you have gotten her attention. With that, she is there. With her bonus action, she is going to... She's going to channel some more of that energy from the portal. She's just going to outstretch a hand, and as she does, and as that happens, she disappears.
Well, I guess we're out of combat. That was awesome, guys.
That is her turn.
Frick.
I hate this.
When she disappears, Grim, you are in this space.
Yay.
Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, I did it.
Concentration spell.
There's no one around, so I mean.
Yeah, you look around and you don't know where she
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Does anyone look like noticeably like beat down like?
He's not looking great. Some of his plants are a little...
Wilty.
Yeah.
Hang in there, big guy.
Okay.
I mean.
Yeah. You're just gonna stand there. You're gonna be like, it's all right. We got this. We got this. We got this.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
With that. Okay. With that, she is going to reappear in the space next to the portal, and as she does, she is going to.
Can you call me how I heard as well?
What does she want to do? No, that's exactly what she wants to do. She will take a hand and begin to start trying to cast something. Like she will take both of her hands and shove them down into the ground. This is not a. This is a character feature. Don't waste the spell. We are now back at the top of the initiative order as you see the form of her patron.
It's Mab!
Join her in the space.
For what now?
Well, I mean, she did
Puck
cloak herself with him.
puts a hand on her shoulder.
Well, I was
and
gonna
as he
ask.
does, you see him. She calls out. She says, "Help me, Master, please." And
Dislich right here.
He,
Who lich
he
this
looks
is?
at her, and he looks over at Enwin, and he goes, "There, Daddy's home." And wraps her in a giant hug, and his form begins to shake and shimmer, and you see her filled with an arcane light as her eyes go a deep shade of purple. Some of the damage around her beginning to heal, and her looking a little bit more magically adept when it comes to spell slots.
Great.
Oh my God.
Love that.
Puck is still in the space, standing behind her. That is that turn. Enwin.
I am going to pull out my blackest coffee.
Blackest coffee. Okay. What would you like to do with that?
I'm going to drink it.
Okay.
At
Would
least
you like to?
one of the portions I'm going to try.
Okay. What does it do?
That's the one that lets me roll all of my hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 17 on the wisdom. And I will add this up.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
all I've got.
That's all you got. That's your turn. Enwin. Mandrake.
About to say, I'm like, do I get another turn?
You were gone for a little bit.
Maybe.
I know. It's just been a while. You said that my True Strike still counts.
It does.
So advantage.
It does. Currently, there is nobody within melee range of her. There is no one within 5 feet of her.
No, he gets advantage from True Strike, so he wouldn't get this.
He doesn't get sneak attack.
Well,
I thought I got sneak attack.
If you have it
but
at
there was
advantage because of the True Strike, that's a clever. Yeah. Absolutely, that's worth it. That's action economy. I love it. Burn it.
Inspiration.
Thank you.
Yes, before you say it's if you think you're not going to make
Okay,
it,
so
inspiration.
I got a 19 and a 1.
Okay.
So the
Which one would you
19
like to take?
Ooh, let me think for just a second.
Tough one.
So the 19 plus 8, 27 to hit.
Oh, perfect. 27 hits.
5. Oh, that landed. What does it count if it lands like this on the bullet?
You roll it again. In the end times.
So that's 8. That's
Homemade.
11.
Walla Woman.
That's 13. That's 17.
17.
That's 22.
Okay.
That's 28 plus 4, 32.
Okay. Of what damage?
Piercing.
Okay.
And
Got
I
it.
rolled a 17 on the return, which means I get to make a second attack.
You do. This is not a sneak attack.
51 hit points.
You're back. Got it.
She's
like
she knows.
So,
She's a
32 plus 10 additional.
32 plus 10 addition.
42 points of damage.
42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything. Great job, buddy.
Thank you. I'm super proud of that.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not proud
at
of
disadvantage,
it. I hate it.
please.
I hate it so much.
Disadvantage.
15 or 13. Not bad. Hold on. I gotta add my. It was dexterity?
Dex save.
Oh. 21 at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
That was a disadvantage.
Okay, that's not going to do it.
Okay, what happened?
You take 24 points of fire damage as she outstretches a hand at this hit and sends it just smoking in your direction.
Okay.
Okay?
And then as my bonus action, I have. I'm gonna drink this. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Never mind.
Okay, you're staying right there. Got it. That is Mandrake's turn. Nyx.
I'm gonna get within 30 feet of both Puck and Queen.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Steel Wind Strike on both of them.
Okay. Counterspell?
Counterspell?
Yep.
Alright.
That'll be at 5th level.
Yeah, that'll be enough to break it. Yeah, okay, cool.
Would you like to do anything with your bonus action, or try to counterspell the counterspell? Burn that reaction?
Not yet.
Okay. Grim, I need you to go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw as those purple tentacles begin creeping up once again.
18.
18 ain't gonna do it. You're gonna take... $15 points of necrotic. And you're gonna take 30 points of force damage.
Ouch.
You failed the save, you are stunned. Those tentacles are just leeching the life out of you, bud. Okay? That is the lair action. Thoe.
I'm going to move around 30 feet, I think can get me to where a straight line will hit both Puck and her.
Yep.
And I think I have to go around to that side, though, to hit them from the other side, you know what I mean? So that straight line.
Right here.
So that it's in a line with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, however I need to do that, because I thought it was going to be other, but that side's fine, too.
Maintain that command, Midwest girl.
So, next set of Sunbeam. They each make a con save of 15.
Okay. She fails, so she's gonna succeed.
2.
That's her second one, good.
Nice.
What about him?
It doesn't affect him.
Doesn't affect him.
He's kind of,
15,
a big deal.
19, 21, 23.
23. 23 points
be 11
of what kind of damage?
Radiant.
Okay. It doesn't look like it's hitting the same sort of punch. You see some of that darkness that she enshrouded herself with absorb some of that energy around the radiant damage. She's going to take about half of that.
Okay.
Okay?
And then bonus action. I'm going to hit. Who is it?
She is starting to look rough.
Nice. Enjoy that.
Okay. Who's looking the roughest out of everyone right now?
It's hard to tell. Give me a perception check. Just.
Okay.
It's a free action.
12.
Enwin was looking rough. I mean, nobody looks particularly hurt. Grim just took a hit.
But also old man, so
Okay, then I will use my bonus action to cast Healing Word over on Enwin, first level. So it's a D4 plus 3.
Okay.
6 points.
Enwin, with this spell, Puck's eyes, which have been fixed on you this whole time, dart over to where Thoe is. And he starts whispering to the queen. This is the first sort of major healing energy that we've had in this battle. When this happens, I just want you to know, because I think your eyes would be fixated. Like, they're on him. He's got nothing but eyes for Thoe. Okay.
Are you keeping the sun?
Wine in hand.
Yeah, sunbeam still.
Good to know.
It's not concentration. Healing word is not concentration.
Everybody notices this.
Yeah. Where's Nyx?
Nyx.
I'm over there.
You're the.
I'm on the far right.
Yeah.
With the cape.
Okay, gotcha. I can get to you. I can get to anybody. Yeah, let's close the gap between me and Nyx here.
Okay.
Look, buddy, I need you to feel better right now. Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Okay.
At second level. That's 2d8 plus 4. 4? 2d8 plus 4. 12, 19.
19.
Thank you.
Need you to feel better right now.
All right. That
how much movement do I have left?
You didn't use much of it. I think you used like 10 feet.
Cool.
30 feet.
Move back. I'm gonna space myself away from Nyx to
Okay.
try to keep Puck or the Queen's eyes on me.
Okay. For some reason, they're still fixed on Thoe.
So you're prick, right?
Give me. Give me an intimidation check.
Cool.
The laughing was in character.
Oh my.
As well as that.
That's a solid 20. Adjusted.
Solid. Congratulations. Eyes are off Thoe.
Oh my god.
Even more congratulations. It is her turn.
Cool.
As Puck whispers in her ear, I need you to give me a con save as he places a hand on her shoulder at disadvantage, please.
Cool. Moswald, Bo actually taught Wine and Hand a lot of his drunken monk stuff, so.
So if it's works. Or if it doesn't.
Hey, bud, how many hit points do you have?
I got a solid 100.
Okay.
I got 100. Not anymore.
I don't
Not-
like that question.
Not anymore.
That's fine.
No, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't. I have not used my reroll. But he's already rolled the dice, so I'm gonna let this fly.
You can use it.
Not much better. Oh, wait, that's still a disadvantage, so.
34,
Yeah, that's still not near enough.
38,
Okay.
79 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Okay.
Ouch. 7.
It's actually Puck. The name? It's Puck.
Cheshire to you, baby.
He's got the last of it. Kill him. That's what Puck says out loud. He's got the last of it. Kill him. That is the Queen's turn. That's the Queen's action. With her bonus action.
Oh no.
How far away are you, bud?
Me?
Yeah.
You know better than me, boss.
Cool. She's going to take a few steps forward, and Puck's going to stay where he is next to the portal.
Cool.
Grim.
Okay, so close to me. No, I got the tentacles wrapped around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You are stunned until right after this turn ends.
Yay, stun!
Wait, given my
Actually,
drunken
no,
monk,
buddy. I
hope-
think you're stunned a lot longer than that.
Because
Because that was a lair action.
Can I Johnny 40 hands of greater healing potions?
Shit. Yeah, you see her moving towards Wine in Hand, and you're held in place. Oh, pal. Okay. Okay. She begins to cast a spell. .22 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Time stops. You're held in place. And Dimitri walks into the space. And he hands you the pocket watch. I'm thinking now would be.
It's gonna waste no time. Like, do I have like all my gear and stuff on me? Or
You
just-
do. You're held in space. The arcane energy echoes out, filling the space and cutting the distance in a matter of seconds, and you smile in the face of death. The only echo throughout the space is a very small, as a stopwatch is pressed, representing the white rabbit. And you are not in this space, wine in hand.
Oh, nice. Thank you, best buddy.
As Grim takes a bad hit.
Okay, now you're a dumbass.
How many hit points did you have?
Me?
Yeah.
How many do I have left, or how many do I have?
How many did you have?
I had 100.
How many are you at right now?
21.
Grim turns back, and he smiles at you, and is just encased in ice.
Okay. Now you fucked up.
Utilizing the power granted to him by the White Rabbit to change order and change places with someone. Harvey and Grim are still smiling in the space, looking back at all of you, frozen. So that is that turn. Enwin, you're up.
Great.
Okay. We're just gonna Old Faithful this with Eldritch Blast 6 times.
Okay. Counterspell.
That only does one of them, so that knocks out 3.
Yeah.
Then I will re-roll 3 of them.
Unless anybody wants to. Nope, we're good. Okay. Cool. Yeah, 3 of them are done. Give me 3 attack rolls. Who are you hitting?
Her.
Got it.
That's cocked. It's a 26, a 21, and a nat 1.
26, 21. The 26 and the 21 hit. The nat 1 does not.
Okay, 13 points of force damage.
Okay. Okay. The arcane energy rockets into her, and you see Enwin doesn't break his eye contact with Grim, sort of frozen in place, smiling back at all of you, as Enwin just unleashes. She doesn't do anything this turn. Mandrake.
Okay, Mandrake is going to how much space is between him and her?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. Mandrake's gonna reach into his bag,
Okay.
pull something out,
Okay.
and run at her.
Okay. What are you pulling out?
And then he's gonna shove it in her mouth.
That's. I mean, I love where your head's at. That's not how the D&D works.
Well, it's Dan's Durin's instant fortress.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
He's gonna run at her. Tell me what I need to roll.
I love this.
Because he's just seen Grim turn to ice.
I'll give it to you.
Yo.
But this thing expands against the two of you. You're shoving your hand in. This thing, it will expand on top of you. You can do this. Give me... Give me a sleight of hand. As Mandrake begins to run forward, a small cylinder in his hand, and she's screaming at him, and he... Give me a sleight of hand, bud.
17 plus 8.
17 plus 8. Her mouth closes as she gets some sort of idea of what you're about to do. She backs up to take a step away from you, and it's horrible. It's horrible as you know what you want to do, and you know what and you turn back to the smiling image of Grim, and you move your hand down and smile. Give your hat a flick. Shove your hand forward through her chest, and then activate it. When this thing activates, it grows, exploding inside of her, pushing Mandrake towards the pool of energy here, and he is gone. He is just like the force of this thing expanding with the code word is enough to send her skittering backwards and send him skittering towards the portal. He backs up against it, and while Grim was smiling at his death, Mandrake's death is nothing but pain. The purple bands rip through his body, and you see them twist and burn through him, and it is an agonizing, painful death. And Puck grabs onto the little bit that is left, a small portion of the queen, and looks at all of you and is gone from the space. A spectral image appears in the space. He looks a little like Mandrake.
Does he have both arms?
He does. As Mandrake Madigan's father nods at all of you and disappears. I've served my time. And so have you. Embrace your destiny. The spectral form of Mandrake appears in the space. And you see the hat floating upward, pulling him towards it.
Here's the thing about destiny. With enough planning, you can change it.
Mandrake's father cocks his head to the side, and his case begins to shake. It rumbles, and it shakes to the ground as you see a automaton begin to crawl out of the potion laboratory. As it does, it looks like it's made of porcelain. Little bits of steam from the hot tea that runs through its veins begin to come out of the ears and come out of the mouth. And Mandrake Madigan is pulled violently, forcefully into this automaton, leaving an opening. A place, if you will, for a wandering spirit. The whole purpose of Mandrake Madigan buying this alchemist kit
You mad genius.
was to have an ace in the hole.
You mad genius.
As Bartholomew
Good.
assumes his place as the spirit of the hat. Mandrake Madigan flipping the bird to destiny itself.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Absolutely yes.
Standing in the space, he takes the hat and he flips it. As he flips the hat in the air, the hat takes on a more proper appearance. Some of those rougher edges are a little bit sharper, and you see the blades now dripping with a little bit of potion. And he goes, "Well, I don't think anyone
ACTPO.
expected that at all. We will have to tell Lawrence that your project worked without a hitch. You are now the brokest person in the whole room. But
you're alive.
And there's plenty of time to earn more.
the space begins to quiet as all eyes naturally drift towards Grim.
Okay, now let's see what we can do with this.
Yep. I would say at this point, I'm gonna call it for the.
Yeah. Okay. That's
It's a great move. I love it.
But you just use it to explode a lich.
You just exploded a lich.
She gone.
Perception checks, please.
Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't very.
21.
2.
15.
28.
Nope. You're
Sorry, buddy.
7.
7.
Perception?
You're
Yep.
20 adjusted.
Use my
okay.
five.
Though you notice it first, the sides are beginning to crumble. EC is in the space, and she's holding Alice, and she looks about the space and says, "Well, what an interesting story that was.
Story's not over yet. We can still save Grim.
Who's going home?"
All of us?
Grim, come on. Come on, buddy.
EC holds out a hand.
I'll see you when we get there. I'll take her hand.
With that, the portal begins to shimmer. That necrotic energy begins to shake and move about the space and turn into a portal, an arcane portal. And you take this chunk of ice
Yes.
and bring it in with you to the portal. It's ceremony at this point.
Yeah. But I'm making sure his family has something to go.
Absolutely. You bring him through. With that, Mandrake, I imagine you would walk through the portal as well? Time is of the essence. I'm giving you guys like a minute on the clock here. You can stay, but...
Can't write the loop for stuff.
As soon as he goes to... no, I'm waiting for...
I would very quickly try to whisper in Alice's ear as much detail about Grim as I can.
Okay.
And then I'd walk through the portal.
Okay, gone. Grim is gone. Wine in hand is gone.
I'm watching them.
Enwin's not leaving. And Thoe, the ground below you begins
Go.
to, like...
Let's go.
You have to go.
Why can't you go back?
I have to stay.
And
you know why.
EC passes a sleeping Alice to Enwin.
I take her.
Everybody else is through?
Except Nyx.
Come on.
Grab his hand and I'll go with him.
I'm not moving.
You move towards, and he pushes you. Your last image is looking back, and you see Enwin holding Alice. And Grim on the other side, being held by wine in hand, Mandrake Madigan, his new porcelain form, holding on to Grim and helps. And Thoe, you look through the portal, and you see Enwin holding Alice in his hands, cradling her, and Nyx smiling, hand on his shoulder. And the last image you see is Enwin looking down at Alice and Nyx standing there stalwart, and there is a pop as the portal closes. The space begins to unravel. The entirety of the space, it begins to fold in upon itself until the two of you stand stalwart, facing eternity, with Alice between you. We all know the story of Alice in Wonderland. The Mad Hatter and the Beast Man. And we also know about the duplicity that Alice had to walk with. You see, there's this figure in all the stories that's talked about. It's the White Knight. And you all thought that the White Knight wasn't there for the ceremony, but actually it was. And when you spend hundreds of years telling stories with Alice, and every time you may try to twist things or pull things, there's a counterbalance in the White Knight. Cheshire and the Caterpillar. And when the god of
Stories.
God of stories. It's weird about morality. You understand gray. You understand what it takes to have those moments. And for a while there, the White Knight does as well, until it gets to a certain point where the White Knight decides to give up his humanity. Hundreds of years walking with him, and the White Knight changes overnight, dispelling the part of him that may have understood a little bit of the gray in life. Casting off the Nyx part of him and becoming more the ideal. Nyx, the price to pay is steep. You don't remember any of your time as the White Knight. You remember your traveling companions. And after spending hundreds of years learning and loving and counterbalancing the god of stories, the White Knight now becomes what he was always supposed to be, a stalwart, lawful good semblance of you. And what do you do with Alice? What do the stories say?
Someone's there to protect her. Someone's there to keep her company.
The funeral for Grimm is otherworldly. He had kids. And some of those kids had kids. And you learn the story of how this man found his pack and would spend his days looking out the window. And his wife would come over and be like, "Are you okay?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I miss him." How he spent the years after his children all left the house, how he spent his years tracking a way back to where you were. How the last thing that Grimm saw was a kiss upon his lips from his wife as he stepped through the portal to embrace the destiny. Out of all of you, Grimm lived a full life. You can think of no better present for him than he found his pack. Wine in hand, I think you are embraced as well by a different sort. Bo, ask if you want a job.
I mean, to make up for all the times I've busted the place up, I figure it's only fair.
You actually come up with this brilliant idea. You never got a chance to meet him. I get the start. So you come up with this great plan. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mess with time just once. Call it a favor. And I'm going to assume the visage of the Cheshire Cat. So the first time they come to the club, I can meet him. And sure enough, you meet them before Enwyn. Thoe is a furbolg. Mandrake is cocky, setting out to do stuff in the world. Grimm drinks the entire night. And you spend the entire night in Cheshire's visage. Welcome to my club. And you pull off the greatest con of all time. As you make them think they've met a god. When really it was wine in hand. And you spend a very long time protecting heroes, sending them out from the Cheshire Club. You keep track of rumors.
Yeah.
The porcelain man who lives in the woods, close to the gnomish village of Tanaf, who occasionally will make appearances near the Red Keep. Yes, the kingdom has changed in that time, but every once in a while you'll see the image of this porcelain man in tapestries. Little bits of smoke coming out of him, always smelling faintly of Earl Grey or oolong. Hiding in the darkness, waiting for the time when he is needed again. The small gnomes in the village call him Dad. It's Papa. You even get a couple of them to come to the club the very first time that he comes in. As a little, hey, this is what you have to look forward to. It's hard. It's real hard. What does Thoe do?
She goes back to her village. And she cries. There's no seed. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing left of Enwyn that was. There's no body to bury. There's no seed to plant. There's nothing.
That's not entirely true. There was a hug shared. And Enwyn knew that he wouldn't make it through this, I think. And I think when that hug was shared, there's still just enough of that gold pollen from the first time. That seed was there. And you feel it. It's not a joke. It's not imagining something. You feel Enwin with you. A part of him.
The seed? The people? Does she know? Can she spend time? Can she tell?
I think you spend time in the woods. I think you do. It takes time. It takes concentration. It takes taking the parts of you that are Enwin and doing something even harder than watching him go, which is removing it. Seeing if you could. But you do. It's not as big. The seed. But it's there.
So one night, then, back in her village, it's fitting because then it would be shadows of his people and shadows of hers, neither of which really exist anymore. She spends the whole night channeling every bit of druidic energy she has into one spell. And it's a tiny, tiny spell. But with all of the magic of her wild shapes and all of the magic of all of her spells devoted to just focusing on one spell and one spell alone. She wakes up, or doesn't wake up, she waits until the sunrise because it needs some sun. And she digs her fingers into the soil, and she pulls at the soil, and she digs herself down into the soil for one tiny, big spell. And she casts plant growth. With every fiber of her being.
Thoe burns up. That fire turns back into the green fire she channeled once before, and Enwin, throughout the eons of existence, you feel it. As she gives all of herself, every wild shape, every thing, and you realize she's pulling a Sylvan. She's giving of herself to give birth to new life. And it draws you. Where she was is a giant tree. 2 seed pods. And you know this is you and her. It is her giving of her life to create something that was both of yours. Two seed pods. Tell me a story, Emma.
What story do you want to hear?
As the seed drops, and before you stands the image of Thoe, what do you tell her?
At least one of us could save them. God knows how I tried. But Nyx wanted to make sure that everyone died for whatever reason. Fuck.
So it's Nyx's fault.
Oh. Well, I did it. I did it the first time. I tried to fix it, but he had none of it.
I missed you.
I missed you. God, it's been so long.
The tree's back. It's not the same, but it's there.
It's better now. It's your part of it. So, it'll do better things.
I want you to stay.
Oh, I can't anymore.
I know. Doesn't mean I don't want it.
We don't always have endings. I think you stand together in silence, and I think after a bit of time, that standing, you cut the distance between you and you just embrace her. And you stay there for as long as you can. Until you can't. You're not made for this place anymore.
As I start to go, I reach up and brush the tears out of her eyes. Just do me one favor.
Okay.
When you see him again, fucking slap the shit out of him.
I promise.
I can't be here, bud.
Grim walks up behind him. We gotta go. There's one more sea pod. A sea pod made for great things. A sea pod made for adventure and life on the wind. The perfect mix of impetuousness mixed of Enwyn and Thoe. And Thoe, you look up at this sea pod and you just sort of smile at what it could become and what it will become. And part of you is sad because as Enwyn walks away, he takes the druidic energy that you dumped all of into the ground with him. You burned it all. However, it's a funny thing about magic. You see, there's a type of caster that has to be blessed by the Fae. They have to bless your bloodline. And that magic doesn't know how to take hold, so this magic kind of goes wibbly-wobbly and wonky. And so, Thoe, if anybody that's ever been blessed by the Fae, her bloodline, blessed by the Fae, it's you. So when you look up at this tree and you think of Enwyn fondly smiling, the first crackles of wild magic begin to move over your body. You see, wild magic is tricky. It's built of emotion and love and the Fae touching upon it. So when you cast, you draw into that side of yourself, the side of you that was blessed by the Fae. Flint is beyond happy to see you. It's as if you never left. You spend quite a bit of time in the library. For the most part, it's a happy ending. More or less. People fought and died for the things they believed in. Mandrake Madigan looked at Destiny in the face and gave it the finger. Enwyn became a god. Though died, but got better. And Wine in Hand tells this story night after night after night, making sure that everybody who walks into this club knows the story of Enwyn.
I'm there every night.
The story of Mandrake Madigan. The story of Thoe. The valiant sacrifice of Grim the Brave, who found his pack. And Nyx, you don't get tired of the story. You do sometimes when it gets to the Enwyn part.
There's slight embellishments. Sorry.
And everything is fine. Until it isn't. There's always unrest. But for a moment, for the briefest of seconds, let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. That is the least we can give them. Because we know when this book closes, there's another behind it. There's more opportunities to shine, to be brave, to remember, to flip off destiny. But for now, breathe and leave them happy. Don't wonder. They're happy. That's where we're going to leave you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned with us as we got through. That was not the way I thought the Queen was going to get taken out.
No, but it was awesome.
Next week we're going to do something a little different. We are doing the very, very first talkback. We're going to share stories. If any of you guys have any questions, we're going to give everybody a sneak peek of Season 2 of what you can come to expect in January of the porcelain tea-powered Warforged, the wild magic blessed by the Fae Furball. No? Wait, Furball? We don't know yet. We're going to think about it. We're going to talk about some new people that are making it onto the scene. An old friend that is joining us that may have already made an appearance. And we're going to learn and dive into some of these backstories that deserve to be dived into. So we'll see you guys all very soon. Indigo Connect. And hey, don't wonder. We'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned. We're going to go...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No,
yeah,
you know what?
No,
You want to
okay.
raid?
We're going to be there.
Let's go raid. Let's go raid. Stay tuned. We're going to go raid. We'll see you guys for the charity stream. Friday night, we go to Neverland. Thursday night, we go back to the Lost Isle where we explore the future a little bit. But we will see you all very soon.